This
Learn.
conference will now be recorded.
Anyone has seen the tool?
Yes, we have seen the tool in the YouTube.
Okay, you have seen the tool. Okay, good. Great to hear. So this session will not be kind of PPT oriented where we'll demonstrate some PPT, those kind of stuff. I am not believer of PPT. Instead, we will go real time in application or the Tosca tool, and we'll be demonstrating some of the things. Cool. Um, will start to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your
Uh,
screen. Thanks.
Good.
yes, yes.
So this is the tool Tosca for whom they did not see the tool. Okay, I'll just give an overview. So with respect to Tosca, right? Um, on seeing the tool itself, you might understand there are some symbols, icons. There are some folder structure that we can follow in Tosca. So unlike other tool like Selenium, UFT, Tosca is built basically on model-based framework. So when I say model-based framework, what it does mean to you? Usually in Selenium or UFT or any coding tool, what you will do, you will just write it some Java class file where you will store all those properties. Just you will basically you will write what are all the properties by expert, by id, or any by title, or any by means of any property. You will store those property in a class file, and then you will try to use them for your automation activities. Again, if you are going to click some button, if you are going to check some checkbox, those are the action that you are going to do. For all of them you need to write lines of code. But here, when I say model based approach or framework, you don't need to write any code to develop your automation suite. Okay. So, what you need to do in a model based approach, everything is drag and drop, and there are some dynamic expression which you need to follow to write your automation cases. So how you need to drag and drop those stuff we'll see. Okay, first of all, we'll when you open Tosca, this is how it looks like. Okay, and you can see some of the sections, requirements, modules, test case design, execution issues. Okay, when you see requirements and issues, you might be wonder why a automation tool is having requirement and issues. Okay, so Tosca is basically developed not only to write automation test cases, it is also capable to manage your test cases, both manual and automation. So it can be used as a test management tool as well. So test management tool like Qtest, HPALM, Jira, version 1, like that, we can use Tosca as well to track your requirement, to manage your issues like that. But predominantly the industry is using Tosca as a automation tool only. Okay, so module, test case design, execution, these are all the four critical sections that will be used for automating your test cases. Okay, so I will cover these four parts now. Modules are nothing but basically there are two types of module that is available in Tosca. Okay, one is standard module, second one will be user defined module. Okay, here standard module, and you are seeing something like vehicle insurance application, right? That is the application that user handles, sample application, where you will be handling, you will be storing all your modules. Okay, what is meant by modules now? Modules refers to storage of technical properties in any tool, not only Tosca, Selenium, UFT, UiPath. There are many automation tools available there. Okay, but what will predominantly will do here? We'll store all the technical information of the script, application, or the fields, whatever we want to automate. Okay, that will help us to further process to our automation suite. Okay, if you If you see here, main menu, send code, price option, these are all the pages. These are all the additional pages that we captured in Tosca as module and test cases. When we move to test case, these are all the real place where you will have all your automation shoot or automation script test cases. Okay, and test case design. Tosca is capable to do parameterize your test cases in terms of internal framework, in terms of external app. Okay, when I refer internal framework, unlike other tool, there are tools that supports only you can have your test data in your Excel sheet, and that only you can use it as your test data source basically. But Tosca provide n number of options. When you say n number of options, the inside framework, whatever we call it as test sheet, test case design, okay, it will be like this. Okay, so it is an internal framework that Tosca, Tricentis Tosca has developed. So you will have all your test data inside Tosca tool itself. You will once you change, if you refresh it in the test cases, all your test data will get reflected. Okay, this can be Tosca can be integrated with Excel sheet, external like Excel sheet as well. It can get data from database as well. It can get data from a CSV file. It can get data from your third party website. When I say third party website, it is not like you can host some data in any website and have that. So Tricentis has developed SaaS based website that is called as test data service. All your test data will be hosted in a website, and from there you can use it. Not only you, even your functional team and your automation team both can utilize the test data at the same time if we host it in the test data service. So there are a number of ways to have your data. You can also create a database in your local and access the data from your local database to Tosca. That is also possible. Okay, we'll move to execution. Execution is nothing but arrangement of test cases in specific manner, or with respect to specific test, or with respect to specific release that you are executing. Okay, so here you can execute as per your wish. You can if you are working in agile model, you can arrange as per your sprint, or you are working on waterfall model, you can arrange as per the release, as per the functionality. You can arrange, you can do arrangements in whichever way. That is predominantly handled in execution. This also used to implement CACD, continuous integration. Okay, some of you might be aware, some of you might not be aware. To give you overview about CACD, CACD is nothing but you will be able to schedule on a nightly base, or when you are not there. Okay, for example, you received a code from your developer. You need to run a regression. That regression will take 2 days effort. Okay, 2 days you don't want to spend all your time to executing them on your machine. Rather, you will push all your execution to remote machine. In the remote machine, all your execution will be happening. So we can configure that as well. We can schedule the automation scripting cases, when it should get executed, and where it should get executed. It should get executed in multiple machines or in single machine. All kind of configuration we can do. Tosca will be able to integrate with most of the CI/CD tools available in the market. Jenkins, Bamboo, um, Qtest. Again, it can be integrated with Selenium and UFT as well. Okay. So, any questions till now? Or else please post it in chat box if you have any questions.
So the tool which you are showing, is this a licensed or a free tool?
Whatever I'm showing, it is a licensed tool. You do have you will have trial license where you can do all your practice.
So for the free tool also, This all the first steps requirements modules all will be accessible, will
All
be
will be there.
shown.
All will be there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Cool. Okay. So okay. So what and all we will be covering as part of the session. Okay. There are a number of types of scanning that is available. When I say scanning, scanning refers to storage of technical properties in terms of module in Tosca. Okay, we'll get to see those in future sessions. Okay, so we'll be able to scan application. We'll see what type of scans are there, how many type of identification that we have in Tosca, and how we can identify them. Those kind of concepts we'll be seeing in modules. And there is something called standard modules, right? This folder will be having n number of functionality. There are many useful functionality. Okay, you can do buffer, you can do just wait, you can do just dynamic wait, static wait, whatever is available in existing apps, existing tools, automation tools, all the functionalities are available here. And we do have some other additional functionality with respect to Tricentis Tosca as well. So all those standard module functionality will be seen, and how to capture your own module, how to use them, how to capture modules for different technology. Not only for web-based application we are not going to see, we'll be seeing how to um, do manipulation in a Excel sheet, database, notepad. Even notepad you can automate, even a word file you can automate, even a PDF you can automate. All those steps, how to capture modules, how to arrange them. There are some best practices that we needs to follow, so that it will be useful for other users when you are working on real-time project in your company. Okay, so those and all you will be learn as part of this class. Okay. Test case. Test case, there are two types in test case. One is test case, second will be template. Test case is nothing but we will not parameterize any test data to a test case. All will be hard coded test case, but the flow will be same. Whatever the in application you are performing some flow, smoke test flow, or whatever the flow you are performing, that we will be learning in test case. And in template, we will be learning about how to parameterize your test data to your test case, a different type of test data source as well that we are going to learn. Test sheet, Excel sheet, we'll also see TDS, those kind of stuff we'll be seeing. And we'll also see in a test case there are a lot of dynamic expression that we'll be handling as part of test case. Okay, usually if any Tosca session conduct, what they will do, they will just allow you to scan some of the sample application or any application, and then they will automate the same. Okay, but we do have some tricks and tips in test cases and modules as well that you will be learning as part of this course. Okay, so there are some dynamic expression, there are some standard modules that you can use it as a handy. Okay, that will reduce 10 to 15 steps in your automation. Okay, you can do that in many way, but if you use it in use standard modules and dynamic expression in a proper way, you can reduce your number of steps, you can reduce your time as well. Those tips and tricks we'll be seeing as part of this session course. Okay, and in test case design we'll be seeing how to create a sheet, how we can create classes, how we can create a different type of test data, different type of test case, different attribute is there, right? There is a white color, red color, and green color. What are all those? How we need to implement them? How we can, here you can see inner value, fill empty value, those steps, right? Inner value refers to, there are boundary value analysis that we can do with the help of Tosca. All those steps we'll be seeing as part of test case design. And one more thing, in the modules and test cases, there are quite a few reusable component. that is available in Tosca. So we used to call it as reusable library blocks, RTB. Okay, when I say reusable library, there are something that you can always reusable in many test cases. For example, you can log into application, same login functionality will be used multiple times in multiple test cases. So like for them we'll be usually create reusable blocks, library functions, and that we can reference it or call it whenever we require. How to create them, how to maintain them, those are all the steps we'll be able to see as part of the course. And in execution, we'll see how to create, how to arrange your execution, how to do continuous integration, how to schedule your test cases in a remote machine, so that your time will be saved and parallel execution will be happen. Okay, and here we'll also see how to implement recovery scenario. So recovery scenario means that there are sometime, not only what automation test case will pass, there are sometime your application is down, or there are sometime a new pop-up is coming through all the way to your application or in remote machine. In that situation we need to handle our automation suite in such a way that if something unexpected happened, you need to recover, and then only your next test case or at least next functionality will be in working condition, or all your corresponding test cases will get failed. If you execute 100 test cases, if one test case in one test case something is happening, all your 99 test cases will get failed, right? So that should not be the case. If something happened to one test case, at least I should be able to get 99 test case logs, correct? So those configuration how we can do, those are all the things that we can see. So any questions, any topics you are not aware, or anything you want to cover additional? Okay, we will take it as no. Okay, so as part of the course, you will not only learn the Tosca concept or whatever there in Tosca 2. Okay, you will also have two mock interviews. How the interview will happen? What are all the interview questions? How typically how the scenario based interview question will be there. Those are all the stuffs also we'll be able to learn. There will be two or three mock tests that we will be conducting based 1 week, or after 1 week or 2 week, what are all the topics covered. We'll have some mock-up exam kind of stuffs, two or three based on your knowledge. Those are all uh, specific to person. It is not a common question that we will be asking for each person. We'll have little bit tweaked questions for each one of you, and for each one of you we'll be having separate mock interview that we'll be having as part of the course content. And we'll also give hands-on on daily basis or once in 2 days, and we'll also evaluate that. If you have any doubts in that hands-on, we'll explain that as well during our session. And if possible, if you bring up any questions from your own application, from your project, that also we'll be able to address. Any questions?
Sir, which application will take as part of the course content
We'll take
to
sample
explain?
application. Yeah, it's not like fixed one. We'll take one application, we will be explaining that. Okay, usually what I will do, we'll take multiple application, so that the whoever coming to session, he will understand, he will get versatility. Different application will coming into picture. Different application basically will have different challenges when you are scanning or when you are automating, so that you will understand it more better. We'll use sample application. We do have application called qtest from Tricentis, that also we'll be using. We do have, we will also use user based application, us application. Some of the application we'll pick it, and we'll also try to demonstrate that. Okay.
So those are the web applications.
Not only web-based applications. Okay, it will have Excel. You will also to see how you need to automate a PDF database, those stuffs as well. Not only web-based will be covered.
Okay.
Okay, and additionally,
Uh,
if
Hey,
you, if
Karthik.
you yes.
Yeah, hi. Good morning. Sorry, I was lately joined the session.
Okay.
Maybe I was missed the interaction or else introduction for this Tosca tool.
Hmm.
So wherever we can use this Tosca automation tool, like just now we discussed web automation tool, web automation, right?
Correct.
Web-based applications. Apart from that one, API also we can use this one.
Yes, you can absolutely
Wherever it is
use.
suitable for automation purpose. Just I would like to know. Yeah.
Correct. So it is not like limited like other tool, Selenium or Selenium. Like you can do only web-based application. You can automate web-based application. You can automate only databases. You can automate Excel. You can automate PDFs. You can automate Java-based desktop application. You can automate Power Builder-based desktop application. There are you can even automate some of the old technologies like Delphi. Those are only some of the old technologies that still some of the companies are using. So there are quite a number of technologies that we are supporting, both desktop based application and web based application that we can automate. And other than that, we do have set of standard automation practice for Excel, PDF, even Notepad you can automate. With respect to API, yes, you can automate definitely API. Okay, when you automate API, you will come we will also see API. You will come to know you can automate both soap standard and rest standard as well as part of API. Okay, API is also handled as model based framework here. I'm not sure whether you are there as part of model based discussion. Okay, when I refer to model based framework, it is nothing but in all other tool you will not have folder structure kind of thing. You will just for creating a module or storing a technical property of the particular field, you will just write java class and some number of lines of code. But when you come here, you no need to write any number of lines of code. Rather, you need to create folder, and you will have symbolic representation for all your steps. For example, main menu is the screen that is in application. This is sample application where the automobile, truck, motorcycle, those are all the main menu. So we captured all of them, and there is a symbolic representation for all of them. You no need to write number of lines of code. That is refers to model based approach. Not only in modules we do have same thing implemented in test cases, test case design, execution, everything. Okay, so in API, typically, right, you don't have any interface. Either if you automate in SOAP UI or Postman, you will just give the request and response, and you will see you will write number of lines of code to validate the response code equal to this or that or not. Here again, you don't need to write those lines of code to validate only the response code. Still, you can validate all your steps without writing any code. So API, definitely we can do automation. We can
Okay.
parameterize API testing as well.
Okay. Yeah. So how it will be the validation part without writing any codes, a little bit of code also. What is the actual process here in this Tosca?
We
For
do have.
example, I have sent a request and I have received the response. So whatever the variables I want to verify, how can I do that one here?
Yes. When you
And
say
one more
model
doubt
based,
also I have. Sorry for asking. We have RPA tool, right? Automation anywhere.
yes.
How I am thinking that it is also similar
That it
to
is
that
also
one.
similar to that one.
It's kind of similar, but you may have some of the advantage like there are some pretty much support available in terms of Tosca. There are some n number of support that is available in terms of Tosca, and there are some additional standard modules that we have in compared to RPA. and there are some direct integration that supports from Tricentis Tosca, where there are some additional add-ins that is available from Tosca called as Tosca Connect, where you will be able to connect to other tools in very easy manner. Those are only some of the advantages that we do have. Okay, with
Okay.
respect to API automation, right? What you asked,
Yeah.
how we can do validation without writing code. Okay,
Yes.
when I
Yeah.
say model-based approach, okay, I did not refer only to these folder structure. Okay, if I go inside, this is a page that we scanned, that we captured in Tosca, and these are all the fields basically in application. Assume that these are all the API request fields, okay, from your side. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
and then when I create test cases out of it, okay, see how it is coming. Okay, the same fields whatever there in module, that is coming here. In similar way, whatever the API request you scan, okay, all the request field will be tracked like this. Okay,
Okay.
and,
Will be
and
captured here. Yeah.
will be
Okay.
captured
Okay.
here. And when you do a verification, what you need to do here, all actions are input. Basically, we are just giving input to application, but you need to verify in response. You will have separate request and response. Okay, request usually will be giving us input, and in response, we do not have. Here you do see something called verify. You are seeing it, right? Okay, so by the help of this verify action mode, okay, there are number of action modes available in Tosca that we use to do verification in other tools, Selenium or UFT. What you will do in Selenium or UFT, you will write code to verify here, right? Just we need to change this to respective action mode. Okay, here verify refers to the verification point. For example, in your case, the response should contain some value that you want to verify. For example, response code equal to 200 that you want to verify. You just need to give 200 okay here, and then you just need to give verify here, and that will verify whether your response API response have 200 or 401, whatever the response code should have. They can do verification over that.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it, right? So that's
Thank
how
you, Karthik. Yeah. Yes.
it makes sense. The only part API testing, we do have separate page. We do have basically we'll be call it as engine. We do have separate API engine for that. Okay, so only the scanning part will be different. How we are importing API request and response to Tosca. Only that part is gonna vary between UI automation and API automation. Rest rest everything is good. How we are automating the stuffs will be same with respect to both UI and API. So Tosca want to what uniform all type of technology. Okay, if you automate PDF, then also it will coming under same approach. If you automate Excel, then also it will coming under same framework or approach. That's how the tool follows. If you understand Tosca concept just to automate, then you can automate any technology. Just you need to understand how Tosca works, and then irrespective of technology, you can work on Tosca. There are some add-on available in Tosca called as Tosca DI, Tosca Data Integrity. With the help of that, we can even compare two databases, two different technology databases. We can compare MS SQL with Oracle, or Athena with Oracle, AWS Athena with Oracle, MS SQL Server. The different table we can compare in with respect to different databases. All those stuffs we can do with the help of them. Okay, any more questions? I'm happy to answer. Okay, or you can put your question in chat box as well. We can discuss. Vinay, you have raised your hand. Oh, you have any questions? Vinay, are you there? Vinay, I unmute. Do you have any questions? Okay. Okay. Anything you want to additionally see what is there in the course content, something like that? If any of you don't know Tosca, I need to cover installation, how we are getting basic stuffs and all. Tell me now. We'll include that also in the course content, or else we'll just leave installation part.
No. Hey, Karthik, I am new to this Tosca, Karthik. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You don't know what present is Tosca, right? Fine.
yeah. Just
Okay. Any other person are you new to automation itself or only to Tosca? No.
no. Automation I have Python. Yeah.
Python you have, right? Then it's good.
Yes.
Any other member that we have new to Tosca or new to automation, so that we'll cover from pretty basic. Okay. So I assume that all of them at least seen the tool. Okay. If there are no questions, we can wind up and we can see looking forward to see on the real classes.